Now, the pandemic is forcing many students to adapt to a new college experience, but a small group of Princeton graduates have thought up a creative solution that may help. NBC News reporter Gary Grumbach joins us now. Hey, Gary, it's really good to see you. Now, tell us about how this works, what it is. Give us the details.
Absolutely, Savannah. So picture this, 150 students going about their normal virtual learning experience from their colleges and universities back home. But when they're done for the day, they're not at mom and dad's house. They are at a resort, an all-inclusive resort in northern Texas called Tanglewood Resorts. And it's sort of like Stefan from Saturday Night Live here. It's sort of got everything. It's got pools. You're staying in a hotel room. It's got pools, spas, bars, water sports, social events. They've got all sorts of entertainment and guest speakers planned. And the founders, as you mentioned, are three Princeton University recent graduates who have quit their jobs, their very lucrative jobs at Goldman Sachs and elsewhere, to go all in on this for the students. And students I spoke to that are interested in this are very excited. Here's what one had to say.
It's a bit like a social experiment, and I love anything that's kind of revolutionary like that. It's crossing boundaries and creating something totally new. And it's like putting a bunch of students in a petri dish and like seeing what happens.
Now, this is not a cheap experience for anyone. This is going to be about $8,700 for the membership fee. And then, of course, you have to have a required meal plan on top of that, which goes up to about 3 meals per day, about $3,000. So we're looking at about $10,000 or $11,000. Founders say it's a lot cheaper than a room and board at a university would be. But critics say this is pricing out exactly the type of people that may need this experience the most. Savannah?
Gary, I was hanging by a thread there after our last two reports about to devolve into totally crying. So thank you for making me laugh with that Stefan reference. This is also kind of funny. Some critics are comparing this experience to the Fyre Fest, which, of course, turned out to be a fraud and a huge social media sensation. What's being done to ensure that this experience is not, in fact, a fraud and is actually safe?
So the tagline for this experience is no masks, no social distancing, the real college experience. That's what's on their website. But I've been told by the founders that this is going to be a very COVID-safe environment. They're going to have students COVID tested before they arrive. They will be in quarantine for a period of time once they arrive, and then there will be regular COVID tests throughout the semester. Plus, once you're on campus, because this is a fully bought-out resort and it's sort of an all-inclusive experience, there's not a whole lot of reason to leave the campus at all. Now, I spoke to the founder of the U Experience, Lane Russell, about the comparison to Fyre Fest. Here's what he had to say in response.
The big difference between us and Fyre Festival is basically that Fyre Fest had this crazy marketing campaign and then kind of just said, we'll figure out the logistics later. What we've done is basically spend the last 4 months ironing out all the logistics and programming, getting everything set, the negotiations with the hotels, preparing everything on the legal side, making sure that this is completely ready to go.
So there are about 1,500 students that they say they're interested and ready to go and part of this project, but there's 150 students that will be heading down there at the end of January. Savannah?
Gary, especially in these times, that video there looked like its own crazy marketing campaign. We can't wait for updates on this one. Thank you so much.
Hey, NBC News viewers, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.